Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I don't know why, but many interesting articles that I find, I don't dig for them. I just go on them, I go to roll down, scroll down, and I just go and find them. But interesting articles, most of the times, are not from the American media. About America. And this is another example. I didn't find this in Google, provided by Google. I didn't find this provided by Yahoo. I found it provided by Russia Today. I wonder why. Probably I will find this article, or at least a subject, in an American or many American articles published by certain kind of American news outlets. But somehow Russia Today had it over there, available right there. You say, well, it's maybe because it's critical. I don't think it's critical. I think it's very informative. Right now, that's why I have this one, because it's very informative for us Americans, and not only to show hypocrisy. And that's the reason why. I don't care. Just read what's going on here on this title. Biden greenlights deployment to Mexican border. And it's not a hyper headline, because I read the article to make sure I'm reading it correctly. So this is from today, the 29th of April 2023. The US president, this guy right here, semi-conscious, shuffling madness, that's what he is. 15 minutes awake, the rest of 23 hours and 45 minutes he's in his crypt like Dracula. They just wake him up with all kind of shit, put him up, and then they put him back. The US president signed an order allowing active duty reserve troops as needed to fight international drug trafficking. That's great news, I think, but it's very strange that she's doing this for that, supposedly, but it's not doing for other things, like, I don't know, kind of if you know what I mean, border crossing by people that we don't know who they are. Anyway, US President Joe Biden issued an executive order on Thursday authorizing Secretary of State Antony Blinken and Secretary of Homeland Security Alejandro Mayorkas to deploy active duty reserve troops to the US-Mexican border as needed to fight the illegal drug trade. That's very good. Why only now? That's the same thing with the plan. Oh, he's got a plan. Okay, but by the time he's implementing his plan, a lot of people die, a lot of children die. A lot of children are abused without their having any guilt. It's okay, we wait for his plan. Why do we wait? He's seeing all this bullshit happening, the same here. Why only now, mofo? Anyway, and I'm quoting, the authorities that have been invoked will ensure the Department of Defense can properly sustain its support of the Department of Homeland Security concerning international drug trafficking along the southwest border, Biden wrote in a message to Congress accompanying the order. The measure is a response to the White House's declaration of a national emergency in December 2021 regarding international drug trafficking. Yeah. Great. The president blamed, and I'm quoting, drug cartels, transnational criminal organizations and their facilitators for bringing illicit drugs and precursor chemicals and drug-related violence into American communities and imposed sanctions on senior cartel figures. Very good. Why only now? Anyway, some people say better later than never or something. Well, after the rape occurred, you can go and punish the perpetrator. The victim will have a problem all her life. You screwed up all her life, and the guy's gonna go, what, 3 years, 2 to 3 years in prison, and after 2-3 years he's coming out. If he goes over there. I have an article here where we have a 17-year-old kid at that time raped a 13-year-old girl in a park. Now he's 21 and he gets nothing. He just community service, about 240 or 340 hours. 340 hours of community service for destroying a child's life forever. If I would be the parent of that child, I will give that 21-year-old community services, a lot of them. I think only one would be enough, one community service hour, maybe a minute, maybe a second. You see, it's just how that child is fucked up for the rest of her life, and that guy is doing community services, cleaning the street or something. Jesus Christ. Oh my God. Let's go back to these guys. So, a growing number of Republican politicians, including former President Donald Trump, have called for a military solution to the cartel problem. A group of 20 Republican congressmen last month introduced a bill. Okay, yeah, they're doing it. When Trump said that he wants to put the military at the southern border to stop the whatever illegal crossing of the border, these guys called him racist, called him this, called him that, and now look at them. However, Mexican President Andrés Manuel López Obrador has argued the fentanyl crisis killing tens of thousands of Americans per year is the result of societal weakness north of the border and Chinese fentanyl being shipped to North America. He excoriated the U.S. Drug Enforcement Agency earlier this month for infiltrating the Sinaloa cartel without his government's knowledge, warning such actions put Mexican and American lives in danger. Also, on Thursday, the State Department unveiled a new migration policy seeking to compensate for the rollback of Section 42, a Trump-era public health order that allowed Customs and Border Patrol to turn back many of the migrants who arrived at the U.S. southern border, already facing a record of 2.75 million illegal crossings this year. It's a city. That's Lithuania, right there. Lithuania has 2.8 million people. So when you think about Lithuania, think about how many illegal immigrants crossed, or illegal people crossing illegally the border of the United States last year in a year. Lithuania, a whole country of Lithuania moved to the United States. Customs and Border Patrol fears being overwhelmed by as many as 13,000 crossing attempts per day. Well, what can you do? It's a little bit late, but the thing over here is like this, as I see it. We, as humans, obviously, we have temptations. And my Christian friends know exactly what I'm talking about. And we have to fight temptations. Like, for instance, fight the temptation of, a beautiful neighbor, or a neighbor's car, right? Or something like this, or drinking too much, or snorting too much, or snorting at all, if you know what I mean. So we have to fight temptations. Otherwise, if we don't fight temptations, we're going to be acting like we would like to, But we cannot do that. We organize our society in such a way that we punish these kinds of behaviors. But on the other hand, we are in charge of preventing our thoughts and desires to get into action. For instance, I would like to drink like a pig. I'm talking about, let's say, wine, but I don't. For various reasons. I would like to. I like a pig, I'm exaggerating, but I'm just saying. Or I would like to do many other things like a animal, but I don't. So, I just stop myself. You train yourself. Now, look at, for instance, McDonald's, the company, the fast food chain. I consider McDonald's as being garbage. That's my, I don't eat it. I don't eat it. I may eat maybe one burger a year if I'm going somewhere and I don't have anything else. I like how it tastes. I like it a lot. I like their French fries. I like McDonald's, but I don't eat it. I slap my hand. I could eat probably every day something over there. Maybe not every day, but I could eat a lot of burgers over there and a lot of French fries. But I don't. Why? Because I don't want to inflate myself. I don't want to get like a pig. I don't want to get fat. Not big boned, just fat. Not big. Fat. I don't want to get fat. Fat. Okay, can I say that? All right. So I don't want to get, and I respect myself. I can do that. Now, if I would not be able to, restrain myself, to have self-discipline, I'm going to eat every day, and I'm going to get fat, and I'm going to start, developing some medical issues. High blood pressure, other things. Would I go and sue McDonald's because McDonald's was there? I mean, the temptations are over there. I can buy how much alcohol I want. I can go in a alcoholic coma every day, or maybe one day, and that's it. That's a lot of available things over there that we don't do it. I'm not blaming them for being over there, but if you're weak, you're gonna go and do it. Now we're going to say, well, we're going to punish those guys. So this argument here that, hey, actually, you know, it's those guys bring it in our country. Nobody forces you to pick your hand, extend your hand and get it and use it. Nobody. Only it's your weakness. Only your weakness. You're strong, you don't do it. You're weak, you do it. We all have weaknesses. I have weaknesses, but you have to fight them. It does the same. You remember the prohibition years here in the United States of America? You don't remember because we were not born at that time. But they were over here. What they do? Actually, more people drank more because you banned that. They needed it. They wanted it. I'm not saying they did not, you know, not fight vice and so on. No, I'm not saying that. But it should be some responsibility on the person. It's like I go and I get a loan and to buy a house, but then I can't pay the loan. And then what? I have to give my house back to the whomever I bought it from, right? Bank. And I'm going to cry because the bank engaged them in some predatory activities. Did I have a brain? Did I calculate? Did I read that? Did I hire a lawyer to read it for me, to hit me in the head if I don't understand shit? No, I didn't. Whose decision? Who bought that? The bank came and stuck its hand in my ass and took my money out, or my... No, I make my calculation. I'm responsible. If I'm not responsible, there are consequences, negative usually. So it's like I go to work and I stop grabbing, you know what I mean, fixing bulbs and shit. Because I feel like I would like that. But I don't do that. Why? Because I know the consequences are over there. Some people do it, get in trouble. So anyway, how do you fix this? Yeah, put the military over there. But now you put military for that. But for the other thing, you didn't put the military. I mean... You know what I mean? I'm put the military, and besides, I don't know how legal it is to put the military on the U.S. territory. I think it was illegal or something like that. They come to all kind of weasel terms, active duty reserves something. I was like, what the hell is that? All right, wasn't that? All right, they will put what? They put the active duty reserve troops. So they will say, well, that's not the military, military. Well, however, I have a better method for these guys. You don't have to put a military over there. I can solve that in 48 hours, I guarantee you. Why 48 hours? Because in the 24 hours it's going to happen, and then in the next 48 hours the word is going to travel. And there's not going to be shit coming over. Not even the birds were coming to the United States anymore. They were not going to migrate here. I guarantee you that. I'm just kidding, obviously, but they will not. Everything that moves is going to be touched by sun, if you know what I mean. I will them up. Anyway, there's methods, you know, methods to make them not to come. We don't have to, you know, no, that's even, no. It's better methods to fix that thing. You don't have to send a military, put all that. We have the methods. The methods are there. The problem is they're not implemented. That's it. Whatever. Do it, Biden. Do it. You're going to gain a few votes. If you're alive by then. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Because, you know, he's old. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.